Hey there everybody, hope your day is going well. Educated Old School Gaming here, and welcome back to another Wild Wednesday. This one should probably be quite a bit shorter. How the video itself is barely 5 minutes long, and it's a ProtoMario video, so... And it's called, well, the Pokemon Theory, Trainer Red is a ghost in Red and Blue. So, like, the character you play is a ghost? I don't know how that works, but, well, I suppose it's time to find out. So, let's get into this.
Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. I'm ProtoMario, and today's video is going to be over why Red doesn't talk and/or what is Red exactly. So first, let's understand what exactly Red is. This theory is going to be covering the original Red, Blue, Yellow, I guess, and of course Gold, Silver, and Crystal. So within the 2-year event period that those games occurred in.
Huh, okay, interesting. I mean, it's kind of the, dilemma. Just say, why doesn't the main character talk? It's just, you're controlling, so essentially, whatever you think the character will say is what the character says at that point. As for people's responses, they're just kind of nonchalant, just kind of generic. Or maybe you do actually speak, because, I mean, hell, there are a few times where you select yes, no kind of thing. Like, what would the earliest be? Well, okay, the earliest yes, no would be like, hey, do you want to buy Magikarp? Which, you can, but that's like the earliest, and, okay, even before that, like, an earlier thing would be, the trainer standing outside of, not Pallet Town, Pewter City. The trainer standing outside of Pewter City, he, like, if you don't have the Boulder Badge, he always escorts you back to Brock's gym, and then he vanishes into nothing, reappearing there to always escort you back until you actually get the Boulder Badge. So maybe that's... I don't know, like, does he... Because, I mean, in the anime, Ash is always carrying his badges inside his vest. He just opens up the vest, oh, hey, here's a bunch of badges that I have, but I don't know, maybe other people wear them outside, and he's just, oh, hey, you have places for badges, but you don't have any, so let me escort you. Maybe the player's not actually talking. Okay, I just went on a bit of a ramble, but yeah, let's continue with you and see what the theory actually entails, and see what I can counter with.
So to begin with, Red is of course the protagonist of Red, Blue, and Yellow. I mean, I guess he could be Yellow also if you were playing Yellow. But it's not exactly identified 100%, so most people go from the concept that Red is just the main protagonist and Blue is your rival. So, Red, after defeating the 8 gym leaders, kicking Team Rocket's ass, and becoming the world champion, defeating his rival, ascends Mount Silver to train. It is not exactly spoken why he does this, but all through the entire game, Red never speaks a word. One time.
Yeah, again, that's more of a perspective type of thing, because does Red actually stay silent? I mean, technically you're playing Red and going through the different motions, but does everyone just know sign language, or does Red actually not speak, or does Red say some things but we only hear the reactions, so what Red is saying? It's kind of, yeah, again, like I said earlier, it's the silent protagonist, just, okay, they don't really say anything, or maybe because, like when we talk, we don't really think too much about how we sound, we just know how we sound, although hearing it back on record is a different story, but yeah, that's a discussion of a different topic. I mean, being 10 years old would definitely have plenty of sentences. Maybe not an understanding of complicated concepts like the human anatomy, probably not, but would definitely know, like, oh, hey, here's my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my ears, and, all the way down the body. Yeah, so I'm sure, like, whenever Res just go along, just, oh, hey, you want a battle? Okay, I'll send out this one, and then we'll call it back and send out this one, so on and so forth. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know, I would say there's at least a couple instances I can think off well, maybe a few, that I can think of off the top of my head where as the player, the character actually does talk and say things. Or does just like walk into a Pokemon Center, drop the Pokeballs on the counter, and point at Nurse Joy. That would actually be kind of funny. I think about it. Oh, okay. Okay, well, back to you before I continue rambling.
And when he's defeated, he blacks out. Well, in newer games, whites out, I guess. So, Red himself is an interesting person. The Pokemon that he uses in Mount Silver are, of course, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Snorlax, Pikachu, and Espeon. Espeon would be a post-evolution of Eevee that was not incorporated in the original 151, which would mean that he would have had to acquire an Eevee at some point in time after his championship and evolve it sometime after his championship.
Well, technically, the evolutions have always been there. It's just that they were not registered. Yeah, well, yet. It definitely took a while for everything to actually get registered. But yeah, maybe the Eevee, the free Eevee from Celadon Tower, like way the hell up the back door, and maybe he just never actually let that Eevee evolve, and then eventually, with enough, I believe that in order for an unevolved Eevee to evolve into Espeon, has to have a certain level of happiness during the day. And Umbreon is a certain level of happiness at night, I think. I'll eventually find out once I eventually finish reviewing all my First Gen Pokemon videos, delete the master files, get started on Second Gen, and the Secret 6 game. God damn, it's been so long since I played that. I really want to play it some more, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. Back to you.
Getting into the new region, if we are discussing logic by the original 151 rules. So, now that we've identified his team, we can move on to say what has occurred since then. So after Mount Silver and beating the counter champion, Blue became a gym leader, and he doesn't really speak much about Red either. He only states that he was a champion for a short time, but he doesn't exactly say what happened to Red. In fact, no one actually speaks about Red as you play the game. They just say things in reference here and there, like Team Rocket used to be here and things of that nature.
Well, maybe Red's become something more of an urban legend than, like, oh, hey, this definitely happened. It's just, that kind of how truth is stranger than fiction. Just, okay, we know it happened, but did it really happen? I mean, it was here and then gone, done, and over with so fast. Did it really happen? Or did we dream it all? It was so quick. Maybe in part maybe in part they don't speak about what happened because they don't want to bring an event like that back on them. I don't know. Maybe that's just my thinking, but anyway, back to you.
So, continuing on here, from my previous theories, I questioned whether or not Red had a father. And my true theory on the subject is that Red is in fact a ghost.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Red? Okay, so you're saying, matter of fact, Red is a ghost. Please explain that to me, because you completely lost me right now.
And the reason he exists is that at one point in time, he was a champion. Ascending Mount Silver, he froze to death and died. Or perhaps even sooner than that. And the reason no one talks about him is because no one saw him. Blue was a champion for a short time until being defeated by a ghost. The ghost is no longer there, so there's a vacancy in the champion slot. Again, just a theory.
Okay, but that still, that really just doesn't make any sense. Like, if there's an empty slot, like, if there's an empty champion seat, maybe there's no, like, protocol to, like, oh, hey, this seat has to be filled, because it's a competition champion seat. It's not as though the seat needs to be filled. It's just, well, we can fill it maybe sometime, who knows when. Once someone actually gets the champion status, then the position can be filled. I just don't get it. Why would people not want to talk about that? Just, it would, you think it would be like some big news. Unless again, it's like, bad manners or, like, rude to talk about the dead in such a way or something. I don't know. Huh. Honestly, it still doesn't make sense to me, but... Yeah. Anyway, back to you before I ramble on a bit. I want to hear what else you have to say.
It would explain why Red never speaks, and no one ever really speaks in reference to Red directly, saying his name. In fact, Professor Oak can't even remember your name. Proving more and more that the ghost theory would be more valid.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying there. Like, Professor Oak just can't remember names. Well, kind of two things. As on one hand, maybe he's just a little too absorbed into his Pokemon research that he's just, I forget your name. Just please write it in here. But especially with like Japanese characters, you would have to write the different characters in a certain way to actually spell things right. If you, like, even if you have just one little nudge off, or maybe added on, completely changes the name. So maybe Professor Oak is just, well, because, the Pokedex is a brand spanking new thing. So maybe Professor Oak finally finished it after an all-nighter, and he's just, oh, I'm exhausted. Hey, you want to register for the Pokemon League? Go to the computer, you put your own name in. I am just exhausted. Maybe something along those lines. Then he's just, well, my grandson's around here somewhere. You know how to spell his name? Can you please put it in? Because I'm exhausted right now. And the other thing is that it's more just like, oh, hey, do you... Maybe it's not so much Professor Oak is asking, I forget your name. Maybe Professor Oak is asking, hey, you're going out into the world, you're leaving home and going on your own journey. What name do you want? Do you want the name your mother gave you? Do you want some kind of nickname for the road kind of thing? Like a stage name, so to speak? Yeah, something like that. Maybe it's more along the lines of that.
I don't really know, honestly. It's just a thought here. Red waits on Mount Silver because it's the most difficult and strongest place for trainers to come. So as the former champion of the Poke League, he waits a challenge worthy of him.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. Hell, even like at the end of the first gen games, the rival says, hey, as he's the champion going in to kick him out, he just, hey, my rival needs to be strong in order to keep me sharp. So yeah, maybe Red's waiting at the top of Mount Silver, or well, at least I heard Silver. I don't know. Red's waiting on top of this mountain to battle whoever is strong enough to actually get to him, because, well, basically all of Team Rocket was wiped out. Not that they were difficult. Maybe that's why he wants to wait at the top of the toughest possible mountain he can climb. Because Team Rocket was a friggin' joke. And he's just, I want a real challenge. Only people who can make it up here are worthy of challenging me, being a Pokemon champion, or a former Pokemon champion. Maybe the title fades away after a little while, like a term kind of thing. And certainly, he's never going to be seeing Team Rocket up there, because they're just too ungodly weak. They're never going to make it past the first few steps. But anyone who can make it to the very top of the mountain is worthy of a challenge. Maybe something along those lines. Maybe he picked something up from his rival. Just, hey, my opponents need to be strong in order to keep me sharp.
And so he's just sitting there waiting, and that's when Gold finds him and challenges him. And when Gold defeats him, he disappears because there's obviously no one stronger than Gold. So consistently seeking stronger opponents, Red waits for Gold, and upon his defeat, has no reason to stay in this world. That's my theory, guys. If you have an idea or want to contribute to the conversation or theory, please put it in the conversation below, the comment section. And don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. I have tons of other theories. Please check them out. Giovanni Saves the World, Ash's Coma Theory, why Gyarados isn't a dragon. They're all out there. So I'm ProtoMario, and I'm signing out. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, let's see. Was it the Gyarados? Yeah, it was. Or was it Gyarados? Oh wait, was it? No, yeah. It was. No, it was Charizard. Charizard's not a dragon theory. Yeah, I'll check out some of the other theories as I can find them. But anyway. So your whole thing is that the trainer Red, or the player character, whatever you want to name them, is a ghost because they don't speak. That is kind of incorrect, because, as I said, okay, maybe not the guy who, escorts you to Brock's gym. Maybe you don't speak to him. But the guy selling magic card, definitely speak to him. All the different fishing gurus. Hell, even the different trainers that wish to trade, hey, do you have Abra? I wish to trade for Mr. Mime. Do you have, what is it, Poliwhirl? I think back in Cerulean City. Yeah, that guy wants to, hey, do you have a Poliwhirl? I'd like to trade away this Jinx. There's, someone who wants to trade, Slowbro for Lickitung. Or a Spearow for Farfetch'd, and there's a handful of others. I didn't really do those, but anyway. Going up to those different trainers, just, oh, hey, do you want to trade? The earliest trade that's actually feasible is the Spearow for Farfetch'd. Hey, do you want to trade a Spearow for Farfetch'd? Does Red just stand there? Or does Red actually say, yes, I have a Spearow right here. Let's hook up the Pokedexes and trade. Because I honestly don't see it as a game, but I see it as an early Pokedex system. Because you have the Aeropad, the select, back, power on, power off. That's really all the buttons you need for a first gen Pokedex. But yeah, just, oh hey, you want to trade? Oh, I have this Pokemon, you want to trade away that Pokemon? Let's trade. Saying, or hell, even in the same city of a Spearow for Farfetch'd, it's Vermilion City, the first fishing guru. Then there's a second fishing guru down in Fuchsia City. There's a third one, halfway between Lavender Town and Fuchsia City. Well, okay, those two, at that point, you can. No, you wouldn't be able to even get to that Snorlax or get to the third fishing guru, either of them, actually, until you get the Pokeflute. But, once you get the Pokeflute, the world's pretty much an open place at that point. But, I'm getting off topic. Right, so as a player character, you go up to the different fishing gurus. They say, hey, do you like fishing? Does Red just stand there? Or does Red just go, yes, I like fishing? And back in Lavender Town, there was a person said, do you believe in ghosts? Does Red just stand there either or going, just, like, because, and hell, actually, there's another point I just remembered. Totally forgot until just a second. Copycat. Because Copycat actually does copy Red's speech. So, therefore, like, oh, hello, I like Pokemon. Hey, stop copying me. And then, after the stop copying me, Copycat says, well, but copying is my favorite thing to do. Then you give a Pokédoll, and then she gives you the, like, the Copycat TM or Mimic, or... No, it's Mimic, I think. Yeah, whichever TM that she gives away, but... Yeah, so... It's not so much, that Red just plain doesn't speak, it's that Red does speak, but everyone else just responds. Because, I mean, if you say... let's say you wake up in the morning, you go to the kitchen, and maybe your wife's in there making breakfast. You don't really think about listening to yourself, like talking to your wife over breakfast. You just talk and you listen to her. You don't really listen to yourself. So maybe it's kind of like that. In terms of story writing, it's kind of just like, okay, I am living through this story. I don't remember too much about what I said or what I did, but I do remember plenty about what everyone else around me did, because I'm not just like walking alongside a mirror, constantly watching myself and what I'm doing. And it's just kind of, okay, well, this is what happened around me. You can interpret what I did in your own way, kind of thing. I honestly don't know if that makes sense. Like, saying it out loud, it makes less sense than it does in my head, but yeah, that's just the way it is. Okay. So, that is going to be it for this Wild Wednesday. Yeah, definitely a lot less time than the last one. Yeah, so, I'll get this edited together. I'll probably, just given my current time, probably have to do Thoughtful Thursday another day. Then again, if this renders super quick, I'm definitely going to be doing Thoughtful Thursday another day. But yeah, I will see you there, and hopefully that won't take too long. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for a Wild Wednesday commentary, put it in the comment section down below. I'll give it a quick look and possibly do a Wild Wednesday on it some point in the future. I'll see you there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell so you can always be notified whenever I upload another video. And of course, have fun.